got a big crowd here this morning. We're glad to see all of y'all here. I'd like to welcome y'all to the Tuesday, August 20th, 2024 meeting of the Denton County Commissioners Court. We're glad to have you here. We're glad to have you all in attendance, and those of you who are watching online, welcome. At this time, I'd like to remind everybody to please turn off your cell phones. And at this time, I'd also like to welcome up for our invocation Randy Sheffield with Denton Bible Church, and he's going to lead us in our invocation, and then our pledges will be led by our very own Sheriff Tracy Murphy. If you'll please stand. Good morning, sir. Randy, let's push that red button to. Thank you, Jody.
Thank you, Judge Eads and Commissioners. It's certainly great to be here with you again. And please join me as I pray. Well, Father, as we gather today, we thank you for this opportunity that we have to come and to be a part of this great country, to be a part of this great state, to be a part of this incredible county and the communities that are represented here today. Father, we are grateful for that. And Father, we are grateful for our first responders, for our law enforcement that serve us so well. And we appreciate them and we thank you for them. And Father, as stewards of all that you've given us here, may we be found faithful in all of our areas of responsibility to do what you've called us to do. Father, for this court, I pray that you would give them great wisdom, great discernment. Father, we live in very crucial and critical days, and yet these are days of great opportunity that you have given us. So ask for your wisdom and your direction and your blessing for this court, for our community. And we ask all these things in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen.
Will you join me in the pledge to the flag of our nation? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And to the great state of Texas, honor the Texas flag.
I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one, indivisible.
Well, thank you, Randy, and thank you, Sheriff. Thank you all for being here. All right, at this time, I'd like to go to item 1, which is our public comment forms for items not listed on the agenda. We have 2 registered speakers today, and I would like the first one is Melinda Preston. I'd like to welcome her up, and I would like to remind our speakers that we do have a 3-minute time limit, so thank you.
I just wanted to brag on our county this morning. I'm Melinda Preston from Citizens Defending Freedom. Yesterday I was asked to speak in Collin County at the Commissioner's Court. And it was a great day. 100 people were there. But they want what we have. And I want to share that because it really is a big deal. In 2017, Denton County Commissioner's Court approved the purchase of the Hart Verity voting system in ballot-on-demand format. This system prints ballots that are hand-marked by the voter. We were the first county in the United States to adopt this system. Guys, this is what they're asking for. I want to say thank you guys for taking care of our county. One of the biggest things that we have right now is we want voters to feel secure and know that their vote is going to count, right? Everybody wants their vote to count. We have a system that is in place that can assure that we feel confident that our vote is going to count. We mark it ourselves. It goes through the system. I've been a part of 2 recounts. Both recounts were exact. I left feeling secure in our voting system, and I just want to thank you. The other thing that they're asking for over there is to have precinct voting, and we have that here. We have precinct voting. We do not have voting centers. Well done. I appreciate you guys and what you are doing. By the way, Judge Hill was the only one who voted to have ballot by hand and to have ballot by demand. And so it did not pass. So that, again, the cities, the county, the people are feeling like their vote may not count in Collin County. Thank you for making me and everyone else feel secure that our votes will. So I just wanted to say thank you.
Good,
Thanks,
thank
Melinda.
you, thank you. Thank you, Melinda. All right, I'll turn that on. Next is Mr. Willie Hudspeth.
Judge and Commissioners, my name is Willie Hudspeth. I live at 623 Newton Street. I tried to turn this darn phone off, but I can't figure out how to do it. So if it goes off,
It's okay.
I did my best.
It happens.
I heard that you had decided to remove St. John Cemetery from the responsibility of this court and this county. St. John is a freed slave cemetery, and those, my ancestors, or my citizens or people of color didn't have much say when they were alive, and now they don't have much say again in death. And but you felt that it was, for whatever reason, I don't know what the reason was, that it was best for the county not to be responsible for those people. But that still doesn't mean that you're not responsible for the debt that you incurred or out there, and that you supposedly paid for something. And I say it that way because on your PO that I've been trying to get information from to find out what it means and can't find, the person's always at lunch, or shoot, I wish I had a job I could have lunch all those times, or just somewhere. Can't get him to be in his, I can't catch him when he's in his office. But I have questions about these POs that were paid and for what they did. This one that I have here is $10,872 for marking trees and dead limbs. I would like that job. $10,875. Someone's still going to have to answer for that. At least help me see what you spent that amount of money for. Grounds cleanup was another one. $5,450. Disposal of trees, $2,600. I haven't seen any of this work done out there that was completed. See, all the years I've been going out there, I haven't seen any of this. So I'm just asking, somebody needs to help me see. And the person that's in charge of that needs to be in his office sometime so that I can talk to him about it. I've told him I want to see it, and he's just not there. The total of these bills came to $18,000. What in the world was spent costing $18,000? I just want to know, and to who it was spent on. Or to.
Thank you.
That my deal? Don't get old. Not any fun. Thank you, Judge.
Yes, sir.
Did you talk to Sheriff Murphy? Each time I try to leave out of here, he tries to trip me. I'll talk to him about that. Tell him that's not a nice way to treat.
He's out in the lobby, good sir. I think you can bring that up with the sheriff outside.
What'd you say?
The sheriff's right outside in the lobby. You can go say hi to
Hear any
him.
noise, you'll know that we're discussing.
All right. Let's go to, we've got several commemorative items today that we would like to discuss. Let's go to item 3A, which is approval of a resolution recognizing Joe Paul Gallo's retirement and any appropriate action. And Joe Paul, if you'll come forward, please, sir, where are you? There you are. We'll stand right there. Good morning.
Good morning, Judge.
Good to see you.
Commissioners.
Good to see you. Joe Paul, I'll tell you what, I'm going to read this proclamation. We'll have some comments. We'd love to have Dr. Richardson or others speak regarding this important resolution, and then we promise to give you the last words. That sound good?
Sounds good.
So this is a resolution honoring Joe Paul Gallo for 12 years of service to Denton County. The Denton County Commissioners Court, Denton County, Texas, during a regular session on August 20th, 2024, considered the following resolution. Whereas Joe Paul Gallo, Division Manager for Disease Control and Prevention, has been a loyal employee with the Denton County Public Health since October of 2012 and will retire on August the 23rd, 2024 after 12 years of service. Whereas Joe Paul has served in health care for 50 years in Denton County. First as a surgical technician, then as a registered nurse, women's health nurse practitioner, and finally as division manager for Denton County Public Health. And whereas Joe Paul volunteered at Camp Copus during the Hurricane Katrina response in 2005 with the Medical Reserve Corps. And whereas Joe Paul was hired by Denton County Public Health in 2012 in a community outreach position, promoted to TB case manager, then promoted to DSRIP manager, and finally promoted to the first ever division manager for disease control and prevention over TB immunizations, HIV, STI programs, and for Denton County Public Health. And whereas Joe Paul was a primary leader in the COVID-19 response for Denton County Public Health while overseeing the mobile mass testing events, coordinating with Denton County Emergency Management and Denton County Public Health Preparedness Team. Joe Paul has served as the operations lead staff member for the largest COVID mass vaccination mobile clinic in the United States. And whereas Joe Paul has been an exceptional Denton County public health leader and a kind, compassionate, professional clinician who has been well loved by patients and teammates alike. Now, therefore, be it resolved, the Denton County Commissioners Court, Denton County, Texas, does hereby extend to Joe Paul Gallo our sincere and grateful appreciation for his dedicated service to Denton County. We congratulate JP on his well-earned retirement and extend our best wishes to him for continued success, happiness, and good health in the years to come. Done in open court this the 20th day of August 2024 upon a motion by the chair, second by Commissioner Mitchell. Well, I'm going to go first this time. So, Joe Paul, I just can't thank you enough. On behalf of the million residents here in the county, you were not only a great worker, but great leader and an inspiration to so many of us. I think this resolution did a great job of outlining your many years of service, 5 decades in health here in the county. Not many people can say that, so you're in a very small group to begin with, but also a small group of medical leaders across the nation in what we were able to execute at Texas Motor Speedway and the other clinics that we had across the county. I mean, he was out there every day in the tents, organizing the activities in those tents with, 17,000 people rolling through a day, and it was a lot of cold weather. Then it got hot. We had a lot of extreme weather elements out there, but you continue to always have a smile, always be an inspiration, always be a great leader and servant to not only the people the county residents, but the people who came from across Texas and the 45 states who came to get their shot from Denton County Public Health. And so I'm proud to call you a colleague and a friend, and just want to say thank you. As years from now, those of us who went through this won't be here. We're going to, and you're leaving today, but I think it's important to kind of highlight that pivotal time in our county's history and in the nation's history, and that you help save lives. You help save lives. And so what a career and what a legacy that you leave behind. And I just want to say thank you, not only for what happened out at TMS the last couple years, but just your decades of service. So thank you. Thank you. Members?
Thank you, Judge.
You bet.
I'll go. I'll just echo what the judge said. Thank you for, not only for you to work in the community, serving all over Denton County, I just want to appreciate you for the work that you did here at Denton County also. At Texas Motor Speedway, as the judge said, being there every day, and then in the health department. Thank you for all that you do, and I wish you Godspeed.
Thank you.
Bobby, do we have pictures that I think we were going to show some fun pictures while we were doing these comments. I think we were going to, or Teresa. I think Bobby was.
Eric's back there.
You know, Judge and Commissioners, when I'd look out at the tents and see all the cars that we had vaccinated,
Yeah,
and I thought, for once in my life, I get to see what changes we really made.
yeah,
And that
visually.
those people will probably survive.
Yeah, yeah, it totally was. Members, do y'all have any comments?
Congratulations.
I think Dr. Richards behind you wants to say a couple
That's
words.
scary.
Well, before Dr. Richards, Joe Paul, let me thank you. It was marvelous what we did out there, and nobody else did it. They followed our example, and you were a part of that. You'll always have that memory. And yes, you saved lives in lots of ways. Thank you very much.
You know, I'm not sure, but if it all goes back how this is a big family. My wife had your grandchildren in school,
Oh, wow.
and my daughter had your children in school, and my other daughter had your children in school. So it's kind of a big family here. It's going to
Yeah.
be missed.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Dr. Richardson.
Well, Judge and Commissioners, it's yeah, I mean, these pictures, right? This is a hard day for us at Denton County Public Health. You've heard in the proclamation, the resolution, that Joe Paul is the inaugural division manager for this, and the court authorized us in public health to do a restructure. After I arrived, a few years, we worked on what the org chart should look like. Joe Paul was a leader from the beginning and assumed that leadership role. Joe Paul is a friend and a leader of people, and it mattered. It mattered day in, day out. Joe Paul, JP, is a person you can count on, and that just is a rarity, and it's odd that it has become a rarity. But Joe Paul Gallo is a foundational pillar of what we should be about, and this is a hard day for us.
Yeah.
We do not go quietly into the good night with Joe Paul leaving his office. He was taking stuff off the walls, and I hated it. You know, it's we're like, leave that up there. What are we doing? So this has been hard, and that is a compliment to him. The
Yeah.
fact that so many of us are so sorry to see him go out the door is a testament to a fantastic career and a marvelous partnership. So, Joe Paul, we're really, really, really going to miss you. This is it's a hard thing to have a good friend and somebody who has led such an important effort and such good work, hired amazing people to do amazing things. And it's been an honor, a privilege. Bing Burton hired Joe Paul, and I texted him and told him that JP was retiring, and so it's the waves of influence and impact travel far. They do. They travel far, and so congratulations. I'm sorry to see you go. Love you like a brother.
Yes,
We always say love you like a brother, and when we get frustrated, we just call him Uncle Joey. And so we're gonna be frustrated about your departure.
Well, you know, Matt, you can always check out anytime you want.
You can never
Never
leave.
That's
That's right.
No, there's just a couple people I want to thank. I want to thank everyone for being here. You know,
It's all right.
I cry at TV commercials. So,
I do too.
you know, my wife and family have supported me for many, many years.
Yeah.
And out of 50, my wife and I have been married 43 of those. So she's been a big part of it.
Absolutely.
I'd like to thank Bing Burton. He said, come on over. You know, I met him at Katrina when we were out there, stayed in touch together for 6 years after that, and finally said, hey, I think I want to come over there. It was amazing.
Yeah.
So, and, you know, I want to thank Dr. Akram. He's a wonderful guy. He's been with the county for many, many years. Him and I have had a relationship for probably 25 years, and he's a very important part of what we do in disease control and prevention. And of course, I love that picture. Where'd that come from?
We'll never
I want
tell.
to thank this guy. He let us do what we could do. He
That's
let us
right.
work on our own. He let us use our knowledge, let us use our nursing skills. And I want to thank you, Matt. I appreciate it. And I want to thank everybody here. You know, we're fortunate that we have a commissioner's court that allow us to have a health department that can do the things that we do.
Yeah.
And I want to thank all of y'all.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
exactly. Well, thank you. All right. Here, any other comments from the court members? Yeah, good. All right, we have a motion, a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Congratulations. All right, next is item 3B, approval of a proclamation recognizing September 2024 as Suicide Prevention Month, Suicide Prevention Awareness Month in Denton County, and any appropriate action. I believe we have Michelle Foster with MHMR, and Pam, you're here as well, so if y'all want to come forward and we can receive this information.
Thank you, Judge and Commissioners. We have a group with us, if I can ask them to come up too as well.
Perfect, absolutely.
My goodness.
Come on up, y'all. Don't be shy. Judge, I'm going to let Michelle Foster talk for a moment, if
Perfect.
that's okay.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from her.
Thank you.
All right, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I want to begin expressing my heartfelt gratitude to the Denton County and the Commissioner's Court for this important proclamation recognizing September as Suicide Prevention Month. This recognition is more than just words on a page. It is a commitment to raising awareness, fostering understanding, and most importantly, saving lives. I would also like to take a moment to acknowledge all those that work tirelessly in the field of mental health and suicide prevention, from counselors to therapists to our case managers to educators and first responders, and also many volunteers who dedicate their time and energy to the cause. Thank you for all that you do. You're making a difference.
That's right.
Suicide is a topic that is often very difficult to discuss, yet it is one that touches so many lives. Every year, millions of people around the world struggle with thoughts of suicide, and far too many lose that battle. In 2023, we saw the highest number in our nation on record for suicides, with over 50,000 who had died. In our county, we had 113 who had lost their lives to suicide. This year to count, as of last week, 66. These are our friends, our family members, our colleagues, and our neighbors. They are people who deserve to be heard, supported, and loved. This proclamation serves as a reminder that we must continue to break the silence surrounding mental health, stop the stigma that surrounds mental health and suicide. It is a reminder that we must work together to create environments where individuals feel safe to speak out, seek help, and find hope. But a proclamation is just the beginning. It is now up to each and every one of us to turn these words into action. We can all play a role in suicide prevention, whether by educating ourselves and others, offering a listening ear, or advocating for better mental health resources in our communities. I encourage everyone here today to take that next step. Reach out to someone who may be struggling. Reach out to your strong friends who might be suffering in silence. Volunteer with local mental health organizations. Attend a training on suicide prevention. We offer multiple free trainings and through grants, whether it's mental health first aid, other suicide prevention trainings, and we offer them monthly. Please reach out, educate yourselves. Or simply even just spreading the message that it's okay to ask for help. Together, we can create a community that stands united against the stigma of mental illness and the tragedy of suicide. In closing, again, I want to reiterate my deep appreciation for this proclamation. Let it serve as a beacon of hope, a call to action, and reminder that we all have a played part in preventing suicide. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll read this. You did a very good job. I'll read this proclamation and we'll make some comments. This is a court proclamation recognizing September 2024 as Suicide Prevention Awareness Month in Denton County, and whereas addressing the prevention of suicide needs of children, youth, and adults today is fundamental to the future of Denton County. And the citizens of Denton County value their overall health and life and that of their families and fellow citizens, and are proud to support observances such as Suicide Prevention Awareness Month. And whereas there is an average of 130 suicide deaths per day in the United States and one suicide death every 2 hours in our state. Among 10% of adults experience suicidal thoughts in the U.S., 1 in 5 Texas high school students reported seriously thinking about suicide, with 20% making a plan and 12% making an attempt. And whereas the need for comprehensive, coordinated mental health and suicide prevention services for individuals and families placed upon our community is a critical responsibility, there is a strong body of evidence and research that supports specific tools that all Americans can use to better handle challenges and protect their overall health and well-being. Each citizen, local business, school, government agency, healthcare provider, and faith-based organization shares the weight of suicide concerns and has a responsibility to promote mental wellness, recovery, and support prevention efforts. And whereas the Denton County MHMR Center, Denton County Zero Suicide Task Force, Denton County Lost Team, and Denton Regional Suicide Prevention Coalition are effectively addressing the mental health and suicide prevention needs of children, youth, adults, and families in our community. And it is appropriate that a month should be set apart each year for the direction of our thoughts towards suicide prevention education and support of treatment and recovery. And now, therefore, be it resolved, the Denton County Commissioners Court does hereby proclaim September 2024 as Suicide Prevention Awareness Month. We call upon all citizens and all agencies and organizations interested in helping to prevent suicide to unite in the observance of such exercises by increasing awareness and understanding of suicide, the steps our citizens can take to help prevent suicide, and the need for appropriate and accessible services for all people experiencing suicidal thoughts. Done in open court this the 20th day of August, 2024, upon a motion made by?
Move to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Mitchell. Any discussion? Members?
Yes.
Well, go ahead, Bobby.
Wow. You know, we talk about COVID, the pandemic, and all the havoc that it caused. One thing that it caused people to come out and let people know that they were having problems. Before the pandemic, some people cried out, But after the pandemic or during the pandemic, a lot of people cried out. And so while it was a death sentence for some people, it was a life sentence for some other people who came out and said, I need help. We all should be aware that mental health is not a stigma, and that all of our families, probably if you dig deep or just look around the corner, there's someone that has mental health problems. It doesn't always show up in violent ways. Sometimes the ways are just silent, and people suffer in silence. Thank you for every one of you and everyone that are participating in making sure that we get the word out, that we do have a problem. I tell my story that y'all have heard many times about the 4-year-old kid that wanted to commit suicide. Before the pandemic, I had never heard that a kid, especially that young, wanted to commit suicide. But at our behavioral health meeting, we heard that story. That pierced my heart. That started me to thinking that what am I doing to help someone to prevent this? We all can play a part in helping someone. Doesn't have to be our family member at the time. You don't have to be an elected official. You don't have to be anyone except a person that's willing to help. This county, this nation need help, and we all ought to put our hands to the plow and do something to help. Maybe you can't go and counsel anyone. Maybe you can't keep someone in your home. Maybe you can't even give $1, but you can pray. And I advise everyone here to do what you can to stop this stigma about mental health. And I'm getting on my soapbox, so I'm coming down. Thank you.
It's okay.
Thank you, Ms. Lawley.
Keep going.
I'm starting to preach, y'all, so I'm
All
sorry.
right.
Yeah, Judge, if you don't mind.
Go ahead,
for a second.
please, sir.
I just want to thank each and every one of you. Obviously, that's a staggering number of citizens in the county that commit suicide, and you're not going to be able to stop all of them, but if you can stop one, that's a huge win. And I just want to thank everyone for all their time and consideration and efforts that go into this horrible disease. And so thank you so much for being up here today.
Thank you, Commissioner Williams.
Anyone else?
I just echo those comments. This is something that's certainly an epidemic. I remember my first real introduction to that was when I was 14 years old, and a classmate sat right across from me, and one day he wasn't there, and said, where is he? And he had committed suicide. And to this day, and that was a long time ago, I think about that. And so I'm so happy that you all are doing what we can to do this, and I agree with Bobby that we all need to step up and do what we can to stop this epidemic.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Like many of you, my family has been touched by suicide. One attempt, one successful. And so it can happen to any and everybody. Thank you so much for making all of us aware of what more we can do, what more we should do, what more we must do. Thank you.
Thank you,
I'll wrap up here by saying I think it's important to emphasize what you said about check on your strong friends.
Yeah.
Right? Check on your strong friends. And I think that's very important, that we have a culture of kindness and awareness and, hearing, as we've commemorated this for so many years, hearing that, I hope that other people hear this message today and will see this as we promote it, and that people will remember to do that, to have a culture of compassion and caring and observation. We're so busy looking at our phones and looking at our own little world that maybe you don't really see someone hurting. And I think it's important to have an awareness of, as someone goes through a life change, they may lose a job, they may lose a marriage or relationship. Those are the times, not just, I hope you're feeling better, but to actually minister and reach out to those people and love on them and make them and walk them through that. As I think about it, these mental health of so many of our parents across the county this week, as they send their kids off to college, and that's a real life change for so many parents, and they're driving home after dropping the kids off, and that's a real life transition, and so it's a positive thing in the kid's life, but it's a real adjustment for the parents. And so we just have that culture and mindset of checking on and caring for one another. And as we're honoring Joe Paul a minute ago, I was thinking back through COVID, and it was a very tough time to be a Texas County judge and also to be a health director of a public health department. And Matt and I checked on each other continually for hours. How are you doing? No, really. How are you doing? Long, late night conversations that we had that went on for a couple years. We still have them. We still have them. We still check on each other because it's just important to have that, to check on your strong friends, you know, and to just talk about things and unpack it. And it's okay to talk about those things, and we should talk about those things and care for one another. And so there was lots of negative things about COVID, but I think a new awareness. And from our very first press conference, Pam, remember we held up the sign during that press conference about the mental health hotline so that people could do it. Before we close up, I always like to ask y'all to go ahead and mention those numbers.
1-800-762-0157 or 988.
988. Yep.
And I just want to say how important it is that we have the support of the Commissioners Court and you, Judge Eads. We need it, obviously, and we thank you for everything that you provide.
Yep, thank you. Absolutely. All right, we have a motion and a second. Commissioner, what did you say? I said they do the hard work. They do the hard work. That's right. That they do the hard work. All right, we have a motion and a second. Any other comments? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Let's close.
Yep, everything's good. Oh, thank you. I have this at home somewhere. I keep forgetting every year to put it on at the right time because I have a pen. I literally have all the pins that we get. I put them in a drawer where my cufflinks are, so I know I can pull them out.
I have a whole little caddy too. And
this one either. I found a green.
okay.
Yeah, I've got my pink one.
I got a lot of pink ones.
Yeah.
To hand out. But I told Bobby, as long as she understands.
All right, let's go to item 3C, approval of a proclamation recognizing August the 31st as North Texas Overdose Awareness Day. And I believe we have Sharon with us today. Where's Sharon? Good morning. Ms. Rowland, come forward, please, ma'am. See you again. Go right ahead.
I just want to thank the Commissioners Court for this proclamation that recognizes Overdose Awareness Day. It's an international day on August 31st, and we appreciate that you support the cause of recognizing the 31st as Overdose Awareness Day in North Texas so that we can make our community aware of this issue. So thank you.
Thank you. And we have a great notification here with Randy's picture on it. So thank y'all for doing what you do. I will go ahead and read this and we can discuss. This is a court proclamation recognizing August the 31st as North Texas Overdose Awareness Day. And whereas International Overdose Awareness Day is a global campaign on the 31st day of August each year, which sanctions events held locally to promote awareness of the opioid crisis. And whereas preliminary data released by the CDC shows that there were almost 108,000 overdose deaths in the United States in 2023, as the fentanyl crisis continues to deepen, averaging almost 300 American lives lost each day to overdose. And whereas the North Texas Overdose Awareness Day aims to raise awareness of drug overdose within the community, to provide resources, support, and harm reduction for those who struggle with substance use disorder and the disease of addiction, to reduce the stigma of drug-related deaths, and to acknowledge the grief felt by families and friends remembering those who have died or had a permanent injury as a result of a drug overdose. And whereas North Texas Overdose Awareness Day spreads the message that substance use disorder, addiction, and overdose deaths impacts all of us, regardless of race, gender, education, and socioeconomic status. According to the CDC, some experts believe the opioid crisis will soon emerge as the greatest public health crisis facing the United States. And whereas it is imperative that we set aside a day for remembrance and education to unite in the fight against the tragedy of drug overdose, which is entirely preventable. And now, therefore, be it resolved, the Denton County Commissioners Court hereby proclaims August 31st as North Texas Overdose Awareness Day in Denton County, and urges all citizens to remember those who struggle daily with substance use disorder and all of those with whom may have lost, repeat that, and all of those whom we lost due to drug addiction and overdose. Done in open court. This is the 20th day of August, 2024, upon a motion made by?
I'll move.
Motion by Commissioner Edmondson, second by Commissioner Mitchell. Any discussion? Did you want to?
Judge, if you don't mind, kind of go hand in hand with what we did today, because a lot of times overdose is because of for suicide purposes. It's an easy way out in their mind, and so I think it's actually great that we honor, or not honor, that we recognize both of these unfortunate situations today. So thank you so much for what you, for trying to educate as many people as possible out there, and how bad the fentanyl is. Those are accidental overdoses. I would consider a lot of those situations are accidental because they just don't know it's there. But thank you so much for coming in here today. Appreciate it.
Did you want to, anyone else want to speak?
I think Kevin.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
So I agree. I've learned a little bit the whole fentanyl thing and the how dangerous it is just because it's being done in someone's garage, and the accuracy of it is so poor that it's just what one pill does to another pill is so it's just become devastating for our people, and so we got to make people aware of that, and just you got to stay away from it. It is truly, I think they're right. We're going to recognize it's one of the worst things that's ever happened to our country and our world. But thank you for helping to spread that word.
Go ahead.
As Commissioner Williams said, this goes hand in hand with the suicide, and it also has a stigma to it. Because most of us look at overdoses at people that's on the street, that are drug addicts, and people that we think that we would never do, or our kids would never do. But this is another stigma that we need to take the cover off of and let people know that anyone can have a drug overdose. Medicine in your medicine cabinet, kids are using. So we have to be careful about how we label drug overdose and stop thinking that it just happened to the bad people. It happens to all of our families. And we look around, we'll see someone that has someone in their family that has tried or some kind of drugs, or maybe at school, and some kids give you pills and you think it's candy, or you think you're taking Xanax and you're getting fentanyl. So I just want to thank you for making sure that we get this out to the public, that we need to be aware of what's going on in our community. And I'm thankful for the Commissioners Court that we will absolutely get this out in over the air, Facebook, newsletters, or whatever we have to do to let citizens know, let the public know that this is a killer in our community, and all of us can do something about it. Thank you.
Thank you so much for what you're doing. I think many times when a person dies from an overdose, we don't know if it was accidental or if it was intentional. And it doesn't really matter, actually, because they're gone. But it's something we need to all be much, much more aware of. Thank goodness this wasn't around when my kids were teenagers, because my kids, if they had a headache, their friend would give them a pill out of her purse or whatever. Nobody thought anything about that. Now you just cannot do that. Absolutely can't. So we've got a job ahead of us making people aware, and we're glad to partner with you in doing that. Thank you for what you're doing.
Thank you for your comments, and we want to invite everyone to join us next Saturday. It's August 31st at 6:30 on the east lawn of the Denton Courthouse on the square, where we'll continue the fight against overdose. So thank you for your support.
Well, and Ms. Rowland, I want to thank you for turning your grief into a productive measure. And I think it's important for us to acknowledge people who we've lost before, and I'm sorry that you lost Randy, but I think it is admirable and commendable that you turn your loss and your grief into prevention efforts. You know, in so many national movements, this is an international movement that we're participating in, but so many movements are based out of grief, and that's the seed of it, and loss. But people such as yourself who turn that and leverage that into and convert it, the grief, into prevention and awareness and education, is a productive use of your time and energy. And I want to thank you for doing that. It's so many of these overdoses, and I know personally know kids in Flower Mound who are no longer with us, good kids trying to have a good time. But it turned out deadly. And I think it's important to mention that it just takes once. I think that is a common theme that we're trying to communicate to the public. It just takes once. It's not a lifetime of addiction. It just takes one time. One pill can do it. And so I think that's important. But anyway, thank you for your time. Thank you for being here. And we have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Yeah, well, you did. You got your steps in. All right. Let's go to 3D, which is, so we'll have our emergency management come on down here. So we'll have, this is a 3D approval of a proclamation recognizing the renewal of the National Weather Service Storm Ready program for Denton County and any appropriate action. And I guess we'll hear from Samantha. Yes. Jennifer Dunn with us.
We do have the Jennifer Dunn.
The Jennifer Dunn.
Yeah.
Go
So
right ahead,
Judge,
Sam.
Commissioners, thank you for having us here today. While we are storm ready and renewed for it, we're probably praying for rain at this moment. As you all know, we're, facing 100-degree temperatures and the soil spreading, and we're trying to keep an eye out for the kiddos falling through cracks at this point, so. But with that being said, we appreciate the court support, continuous support, the tools necessary to be able to monitor, respond accordingly, and meet the needs of the community, and all our departments who offer a helping hand to help, get us where we need to be during severe weather seasons. So, but we do have Jennifer here today, and we'll let her go ahead and say a few words.
Hi, Jennifer.
Hello. We actually do have a new program leader for Storm Ready, and Sarah couldn't be here, so I told Samantha, you're stuck with me again. So, but it is my honor to recognize Denton County as a Storm Ready community. Denton County first obtained their Storm Ready recognition in 2020, and today we recognize the renewal of their status and commitment to the program. Denton County is one of 121 communities in all of the state of Texas to go the extra mile and attain certification. This speaks to the value that the Office of Emergency Management Group in your community attaches to keeping your residents safe during severe weather. The Storm Ready program is a national program within the National Weather Service that uses a grassroots approach to help communities develop plans to handle all types of extreme weather, from tornadoes to winter storms. The program encourages communities to take a proactive approach towards local hazardous weather operations, and it also partners with the National Weather Service in building a weather-ready nation that is prepared for increasing vulnerability to extreme weather, like the 100-degree heat, and water events. Several criteria must be met to achieve storm-ready status, and today we recognize Denton County, and in particular the Denton County OEM Group, for continuing to meet that criteria to ensure this community's readiness, responsiveness, and overall resilience against extreme weather, water, and climate events. We at the National Weather Service in Fort Worth commend and appreciate Denton County's continued partnership with us to ensure all citizens are weather aware, weather prepared, weather ready, and dare I say, able to weather any storm. Congratulations, and thank you.
Perfect. I love that. I'm going to go ahead and read this proclamation. This is a court proclamation recognizing the renewal of the National Weather Service Storm Ready program for Denton County, whereas Denton County is committed to the safety and well-being of its residents and has continuously strived to improve preparedness and response capabilities for all types of hazardous weather events. And whereas the National Weather Service has established the Storm Ready program to help communities develop plans and to handle local severe weather and flooding events through advanced planning, education, and awareness. And whereas Denton County has previously earned the designation of Storm Ready County by demonstrating its commitment to enhancing public safety and minimizing the risks associated with severe weather. Whereas Denton County's continued engagement in the Storm Ready program ensures that our communities are better prepared to respond to and recover from severe weather events, thereby reducing the potential of loss of life and property damage. And whereas this renewal represents the collaborative efforts of county officials, emergency management personnel, first responders, and community partners who work tirelessly to promote the citizens of Denton County. Now therefore be it resolved, the Denton County Commissioners Court does hereby proclaim the renewal of Denton County's participation in the National Weather Service Storm Ready program and encourages all residents to continue their efforts in preparedness and to stay informed and vigilant in the face of severe weather. Done in open court this the 20th day of August 2024 upon a motion by the chair.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Edmondson. Any discussion? Well, I would just like to say, Jennifer, thank you for your personal efforts and in your career of helping keep not only Denton County but the residents of North Texas safe. You know, that's a 24/7, 365 operation, what y'all do. And you're a great partner to give us awareness and it's amazing. I will just tell you, the public, they may not believe me on this, but it's amazing if you give them a location when you're looking at an event or planning something, the precision in which y'all's team and your computer and your analysts can predict And, the weather's very unpredictable, but if you give some dates certain with the times and so forth, I would just say it's very impressed the way that y'all's skills and abilities have improved over the years. And I just want to thank y'all. You've been a key partner in so many of our operations here at the county, and we're just glad to have y'all as partners. And thanks for everything you do personally as well. You're always a phone call away, willing to jump on a call with us to discuss something. So it's great partners. Anyone else? Yes, go ahead.
I just want to thank you for the job that you do, helping to keep us safe, our community. The thing about you all, when weather gets bad, I'm running away trying to hide. You all are running to try to help. And I appreciate every bit of that. Thank you for all that you do for Denton County and its citizens.
All right. Any other thoughts? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thanks so much. Okay. Important things.
Yes, very.
All right, members, let's go to item 2, our consent agenda. Members, are there any items you'd like to pull off the agenda, or do we have a motion to approval as presented?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Falconer, second by Commissioner, who was that? Mitchell. Commissioner, you're still Mitchell. I just couldn't hear. He ain't leaving you. We have a motion by Commissioner Falconer, second by Commissioner Mitchell. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Today, our consent agenda today consists of item 2A, approval of order making appointments. Item 2B is approval of interdepartmental transfers. Item 2C, approval of budget amendment request 102100 for the Public Facilities Department, requesting to transfer $58,000 from various building budgets, landscaping expense items, and with $10,000 to facilities management, HVAC supplies, $8,000 to equipment maintenance, and $40,000 to horticulture irrigation supplies to fund repairs, maintenance, and supplies for the remainder of the fiscal year. Item 2D is approval of budget amendment request 102110 for the Records Management Department to transfer $4,300 from administrative supplies to administrative equipment to fund document disaster and recovery equipment, and $3,850 from service contracts to training and education to cover additional training conference for a total of $8,150. And item 2E is approval of budget amendment request 102170 for the Juvenile Probation Department to transfer a total of $3,500 from hospitality supplies to administrative supplies in various juvenile probation budgets to cover the cost of supplies needed for the 2024 Chiefs Summit hosted by Denton County Juvenile Probation Department and supplies needed for the best employee event ever. All right, so let's next go to item 5A, approval of bill report payments from CSCD, Community Corrections, TAIP, Sheriff's Training, Sheriff's Forfeiture, VIT, interest, and DA forfeiture funds are presented for recording purposes only. Mr. May.
Thank you, Judge. I have no changes today. Recommend approval as presented.
We have a motion by the Chair, second by Commissioner Mitchell. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next, let's go to item 6A, approval to contract with IMS Infrastructure Management Services LP for a pavement evaluation amount of $88,308 for the Tech Share Cooperative Contract 2022063. Motion by Commissioner Mitchell, second by Commissioner Edmondson. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is item 6B, approval of renewal of bid number 222701, extermination services to Denton County Termite.
Move to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Falconer. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is 6C, approval to purchase 8 iPad tablet charging carts for election workers incorporating amount of $78,961 to the Buy Board Cooperative Contract 710S23. The chair will move for approval. Second by Commissioner Mitchell. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is 6D, approve award of RFP 242814, independent auditors to Patillo, Brown and Hill LLP, and any appropriate action.
Move to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Falconer. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is 7A, approval of budget amendment request 102120 for death investigations to transfer $29,535 from non-departmental unappropriated contingency to salary assistance and $40,000 of body transportation for a total transfer of $69,535. Funds are needed to increase funding for body transportation due to a rise in decedent removals and to fund the salary line item through the end of the fiscal year.
Move to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Falconer, second by Commissioner Edmondson. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is 7B, approval of budget amendment request 102140 for public facilities to transfer $800 from facilities management technology software services to technology equipment to fund night lights for Briarwood, and $3,500 from garage supplies to administrative equipment for new conference room chairs for a total transfer of $4,300. Motion by Commissioner Mitchell. Second by Commissioner Edmondson. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Night lights, those are for safety, so.
Yes, that's exactly right, for safety. We have a motion, a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is 7C, approval of budget amendment request 102150 for the purchasing department to transfer $4,715 from technology software services with $130 to dues and subscriptions for an MPI membership, $1,825 to administrative equipment, to conference room furniture, $1,500 to training and education for additional training, and $1,260 to county promotion to purchase county promotional items.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Mitchell, second by Commissioner Falconer. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is 7D, approval of budget amendment request 102160 for technology services to reallocate $698,968 from technology capital to technology equipment to fund their surveillance camera refresh project, since the cost of each camera is under the capital threshold, and any appropriate action.
Move to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Falconer. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is item 8A, report from Human Resources regarding hiring actions of elected officials. This is presented for recording purposes only. Mr. Hernandez.
Judge, Commissioners, good morning. We have one new hire in the county clerk, one new hire and one promotion in juvenile probation, two new hires. One of those is a detention officer 1, 3 promotion and 1 demotion in the sheriff's office. We have 2 promotions in the tax office, 1 demotion in the tax office, and 1 rehire in the ag extension. That's it for this week.
Okay, thank you. All right, next is item 8B, approval of the active full-time employee medical premiums, active full-time and retiree dental premiums, and active full-time and retiree vision premiums for plan year 2025.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Falconer. Any discussion? Gustavo, did you have some comments?
I was just going to say thank you, Commissioners Court, for providing us with good benefits. I'm hoping that the employees appreciate the fact that this is another year without increases to our insurance premiums.
Perfect. All right, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is 8C, approval of increasing the high deductible medical plans individual deductible to $1,650 for individual coverage and the family deductible to $3,300 per IRS requirement. And any appropriate action. Gustavo? Did you
That
have
is a
anything?
requirement from the IRS, and we just need to be in compliance. That's the reason for the change.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we have a
Move to approve.
motion? We have a motion by Commissioner Falconer. The chair will second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is 8D, approval of part-time employee medical premiums, grandfathered employees working less than 30 hours a week, and COBRA premiums for plan year 2025.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Falconer. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is 8E, approval of retiree medical insurance premiums for plan year 2025.
Move to approve.
We have a motion by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Mitchell. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is 8F, approval of basic life insurance and accidental death and dismemberment AD&D premiums and optional life insurance rates for plan year 2025.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Mitchell, second by Commissioner Falconer. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is 8G, approval of keeping the same employer seed money contribution to employees enrolled in the high deductible health plan to HDHP paired with health savings account HSA for plan year 2025.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Falconer. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is item 9A, approval of public health emergency preparedness contract HS 001439500007, amendment number 1 between Texas Department of State Health Services DSHS and Denton County fiscal year 2025, and any appropriate action.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Mitchell, second by Commissioner Falconer. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is 9B, approval of the city's readiness initiative, the CRI contract HHS 001439300004, amendment number 1 between Texas Department of State Health Services DSHS and Denton County for fiscal year 2025.
Move to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Falconer, second by Commissioner Williams. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is 9C, approval of business associative agreement between Denton County Public Health, and Open Sense for the creation of email signatures, and any appropriate action. Motion by Commissioner Mitchell, second by Commissioner Falconer. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is item 12A, approval of interlocal cooperation agreement for 2024-2025 between Denton County, Texas and Wise County, Texas for the emergency housing and care of inmates.
Move to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Falconer. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is 12B, approval of the 2024-2025 interlocal agreements between Denton County and the City of Lake Dallas Police Department, Sanger Independent School District Police Department, and the Town of Hickory Creek Police Department for the use of the radio communication system.
Move to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Edmondson, second by Commissioner Williams. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is 14A, approval of the contract agreement between Denton County, Texas and 2L Construction LLC for the construction of certain improvements on Rippey Road, ITB 242822, with funding in an amount not to exceed $1,276,296, including $25,000 contingency allowance to be funded from the Trip 22 auto line item 89758093030.
I'll move approval.
Motion by Commissioner Edmondson, second by Commissioner Falconer. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next, we'll go to item 17, which is community updates. We'll start with you, Commissioner Williams.
Thank you, Judge. A couple things. One thing, and I think it's an excellent opportunity to thank the Sheriff's Department and also the Commissioner's Court for implementing the Human Trafficking Division that we did a couple years back. They did a recent prostitution sting, and it was very successful. So I think that it, you know, again, it shows the partnership between our own organization and Highland Village was involved as well. And I think that it's important to show that unfortunately that still occurs in our own backyard and throughout our county, but the Sheriff's Department is on top of it, and they had quite a few arrests, some with just for the prostitution, some for unlawful carry of weapons, and they came from all over. It wasn't just in our county, they came from other counties as well. So it shows you that they'll travel, and a couple of them were also for under 18. So nevertheless, just wanted to thank the Sheriff's Department and let the public know how great of a job we're doing.
Good, thank you.
Judge.
Commissioner Falconer.
Thank you, Judge. So we've got a few events here in Carrollton. There'll be Monarch Migration Activity Watch, and that's at the Elm Fork Nature Center on the 22nd at 1 o'clock. And then the Native Plant Society is doing a Neighborhood Thrive, teaching about native plants of Texas, and that'll be at the Hebron and Josie Library on the 24th at 10 a.m. Frisco's got Coffee and Culture on the 21st at 8 a.m., sparking creativity and generating fresh ideas regarding the cultural identity in Frisco. And then Summer Movie Series on the 23rd at 8 p.m. at PGA Frisco Listening Room, where we have an open mic. That sounds scary and fun. And that'll be at the Frisco Discovery Center on the 25th at 5 p.m. And then in Colony, Socially Savvy Squad is for adults 18 plus with disabilities and social challenges to meet and make friends. That'll be at the library on the 21st at 11 a.m. That's all I've got.
Perfect, good. Thank you, Commissioner Mitchell.
I have, in Corinth on the 24th at 7 p.m., the Agora Music Fest Concert Series, Flower Mound Lakeside Music Series, August the 23rd, Lakeside Parkway, shops at Lakeside. Holland Village is having a CPR AED class on tomorrow at 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Lake Dallas City Trade Days and Farmers Market, August 24th, 8 a.m. to noon. Louisville is having their neighborhood grant workshop, that's today, 6:30 to 7:30. Also, Louisville is having a child safety seat inspections and installation, August the 26th at 8:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. They're having a free vision screening August the 26th also at 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. The safety seats is going to be at the Louisville Fire Station 3. The free vision is going to be at the main library on Main Street. And we're having next week on our TAC Legislative Conference, the 28th through the 30th. So to get hours that are needed for us. So that's all I have.
Perfect. Commissioner Edmondson.
Well, Denton is having a community market at the senior center, and it's going to be an Independence Day barbecue lunch and patriotic feast. I'm not quite sure which Independence Day they're celebrating, because I think that actually happened in July. But at any rate, in Double Oak, they are doing their snack bag drop-off for jelly beans. In Hazlet, there's a Carter Blood Care Blood Drive on the 30th from 1 to 4. In Northlake, they're making snack packs for kids. The Citizens Police Academy alumni and the Northlake Police Department collecting non-perishable food items to make snack packs for kids. You drop them off at the Northlake PD. And then the last one is the Dive-In movie at Trophy Club. That will be at about 8:15 on August 30th, and they're going to be showing Elemental at the Trophy Club community pool.
Perfect. I want to mention a couple things. One is, in a couple of weeks on September the 7th, Saturday the 7th, they're going to be hosting the 7th annual Dan Liccardo Honoring Our Heroes Blood Drive at the Cross Timbers YMCA there in Flower Mound. And the Summit Club is going to be hosting it. And its goal is to collect 200 units of blood, so you can register at Carter Blood Cares. We'd love to have everybody come out there. If you can't make it, can you find somebody who will? So this is honor of a former Navy SEAL who was in a horrible accident in 2018 and lost both of his legs. And he required 94 units of blood to save his life, and this led to the current blood drive that serves others. And so I woke up to the news this morning about our blood banks across DFW are significantly low. So, I mean, this is perfect timing for us to do that. We also have the North Texas Fair and Rodeos going here in Denton, and it'll be going through Sunday, August the 25th. So this year, the fair is an extra day for the public to enjoy all the fun festivities. And so we are also having cooling centers. We are, during this heat wave, they're currently across the county. So the Denton County Office of Emergency Management has listed and posted on their social media. So if anyone needs to avail themselves of one of our cooling centers, that please look online and you can find that or refer it to a friend. All right, let's go to item our executive session. We have two items today. Item 15A, Texas Government Code 551072, deliberation regarding real property. Closed meeting deliberate the purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property. If deliberation in open meeting would have a detrimental effect on the position of a governmental body in negotiations with a third person. 15B, Texas Government Code 55107445A1, personnel matters affecting a county advisory body. Closed meeting deliberate the employment evaluation, reassignment duties, discipline, or dismissal of a member of the advisory body to with the Denton County Fire Code Board of Review. And it is 10:22, and we're in executive session.